Due to the nature of my parents' work, they are often away from home. This has led me, a student studying and living away, to be compelled to move back and take care of my brother Aiden, who is only 10 years old. Aiden is generally a well-behaved child, but the biggest issue is that he always claims to see supernatural things. However, I completely do not believe in such things. At first, when Aiden told me about seeing this and that, I would impatiently scold him, accusing him of making up stories just to seek attention. I felt that he was doing all this solely to attract others' attention, especially our parents. However, as Aiden started mentioning these things more and more frequently, I began to feel paranoid. I started having nightmares at night, and every day I felt afraid. This feeling made me even more annoyed, and I believed that Aiden was the cause of all my fear. One evening, while watching a movie at home with my girlfriend, we encountered some strange occurrences. The TV suddenly turned off by itself, and there were some odd noises in the room. At that moment, I tried to convince myself that it was just a TV malfunction and that everything was just a coincidence. But as time went on, more unusual things happened. These bizarre phenomena made me even more afraid, and my fear of the world Aiden claimed to see grew stronger. My girlfriend was so frightened by these experiences that she refused to come to my house anymore, leaving me feeling helpless. I realized that I could no longer escape from reality, and that I needed to listen to what Aiden had to say in order to find a solution. Sometimes our aunt would come to the house to help take care of us. On one occasion, I confided in her about what Aiden had been saying, only to find that this made me an outcast. Our aunt was suspicious of me and scolded me for encouraging my brother's fantasies. Even our relatives didn't understand, and they all thought that I was simply delusional. These reactions left me feeling emotionally exhausted and made me realize my own past mistrust of Aiden. I tried to contact my parents, trying to hint at what was happening, but they were the kind of people who didn't believe in the supernatural, and they couldn't possibly understand my predicament. I became worried that my parents wouldn't believe me either, so I chose to keep these things hidden. My girlfriend suggested that we move out. Although the house was bought by my father, my mother loved the courtyard, and my father loved the location near the lake. However, after moving in, they rarely stayed at home. I suspected that there might be something wrong with the house, so I felt the need to find an excuse to move out. Later, I found out from an old friend from work that they were looking for someone to share a rental. The place was quite close to where I lived, so I readily agreed. Aiden was also happy to follow me. But to move out, I had to come up with a reason to tell my parents. So, I said that it was because the rental place was closer to the school. They didn't approve of my decision and had many doubts, but I didn't mind all that as I just wanted a peaceful life. Though the problem with the house wasn't resolved, I secretly believed that time would prove everything. I thought that for those who were difficult to change, they could only experience it themselves. At the same time, I felt sorry for Aiden. I wasn't there for him when he was most afraid, and I acted like those stubborn adults in horror movies.